Vince actually turns heel. That's the origination, if anybody has never seen it, of the heel Mr. McMahon character. It all started down there in Memphis with you.
Yeah. One day we were at Vince's house, looking, talking about something. Somebody said something, I forget who it was, but Vince cut him down pretty good. And so after the meeting broke up, I said, because you got to remember, I did not fear for my job, and everybody else up there did. So I could, I could be honest with Vince. And I said, Vince, we are constantly looking for new talent. I said, you are the most natural heel I've ever run across. You ought to get in the ring. And he just laughed, and we went on. And the next day he said, you were serious, wasn't you? I said, yeah. He said, well, what do you have in mind? I said, well, we can get you involved with Jerry down in Memphis, and you can cut interviews and practice, and we're not national TV, so nobody will see it except the Memphis market. We won't even put it on the bicycle tape. And you can practice your heel interviews, and then we can go down there and you can get some in-ring experience. So he said, okay. And he asked me to produce him on his interviews, and I did. We had a lot of fun with it. And he was the most natural heel I've ever seen. Still is.
So good. And if you go back to USWA, he's so good and so funny as a heel. And then if you think about the heel McMahon character that started with Bret Hart in late 97, and then the big feud with Steve Austin in 98 and 99 and so on, think about that character. One of the greatest heels of all times. Everything he does, mannerisms, his facial expressions, the way he talks, the way he acts, the way he moves. He is, I don't know if that's necessarily really true to Vince, that he's really just kind of that asshole heel in real life, but he is such a good, believable heel. It is, you're right, it is unbelievable. He is so good at it.
Yeah, well, in general, he's not a heel. He's got a big heart. When I came home, he continued to pay me for a year, and I'd call him every 2 or 3 weeks, and I'd say, quit sending these checks. And then he told me, yeah, go to work for Bischoff. He said, they won't listen to anything you say because they think they know it all, and it'll mean Ted Turner will go broke quicker. So he continued paying me while WCW was paying. So no, Vince has got a big heart. But he can be a real smartass. And I saw that side of him, and when he worked that program with Steve Austin, that's why it got over so good.
He was that guy you loved to hate, and Austin was, obviously the guy you loved to love. It was the perfect marriage with some good chemistry, but Vince did such a good job carrying it on his end as far as being that heel driving force.
Absolutely. Absolutely.